Welcome everyone to another edition of Suplexes and Shea Butter. And we are your hosts. First, it's me, Tonya Rogers, here with Tyler and Dani. What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Hello.
What's good?
We thank
so
you
excited.
guys. I'm just gonna before we start this conversation, I want to set it up a little bit for us because some people who listen to this, they're not a part of our little circle on Twitter. I met both of you guys through Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
We're part of the Empire. We are also a part of Wrestling Twitter. So
Messy Mondays,
It's-
Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
like Twitter is always wild. But the name of this show is We Wildin' because this week we was wildin'. God damn it. It's a lot of content to unpack and unload, and we are going to jump right into it. Before we talk about like what happened today and what happened Monday, I just wanted to talk about, I can't remember her name, but this is not a format for like calling people out, because if you state your opinion about something and then other people pile on, and I don't want to be a part of anybody getting bullied on the internet because of something I said. So I'm not bringing up anybody's names.
Same.
Okay. So
I was just about to tell you we ain't gonna do that.
oh no, I'm gonna keep it straight up anonymous.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
This was this weekend after the show in Australia. There was a fan. She was posting pictures of wrestlers that she met in the airport, and I guess people who followed her noticed the pattern that she always seems to meet them in airports. So they deduced, I guess, from going through her past tweets, that she likes to stalk airports to get pictures from fans. And we all know that there are certain superstars like Sasha Banks and Seth Rollins, especially, who have been vocal about when they are off work and they are traveling, that is their alone time, and please do not approach them and bother them in airports and when they're traveling. And I get it. They have designated times for meet and greets. So for you going to the airport to meet and greet the superstar, it's bullshit. So people kept looking at some of her tweets, and she is white, and she has the flagrant use of the N-word all throughout some of her tweets. But the one that captured everybody's imagination was, sometimes I feel like being nice, and then sometimes I want to go full nigga on everybody. And then, of course, I guess you got these other white people who are unaware, or non-black people who are unaware of how, like, everybody knows that there is white privilege. We got black privilege, and the only black privilege we have is saying the N-word without losing our jobs or status in life. And y'all white motherfuckers don't even want us to have that. But we're not having it. You cannot say nigga. You cannot type nigga. You cannot speak in our nomenclature. If you are not us. Okay, you cannot take that as our word. We took it. It's been taken. You hear it in rap. So it's like, I don't know why white people want to argue to say that word.
That's what
I am black, and I barely use it on my social media.
That's what's so crazy about it, is them fighting us about saying a word.
Right.
I will say this. I used to. So I have one, like, my woke white friend. I love her to bits. Like, she gets it. And, she was having a very uncomfortable conversation with her, with some of her relatives who are very racist. She's been, she's explained a lot of these things to me. And so I just remember her having a situation where she slipped up because she was explaining a story to me. And in the process of explaining the story, she slips up and says the word. And she looked so horrified. And I was like, girl, you're cool. Like, I'm not going to flip out because you were trying to explain and repeat stuff back to me. And she was working so hard to like center herself, and she was just like, but it still doesn't feel good. Like, and I just thought it was so interesting, because I'm like, the people who argue about it, their intentions are always clear, because people who would, in quote unquote, get a pass don't ever argue about it. They're never pushing for it. You know what I mean? It's the people who are like, no, I'm okay, I'm cool. It's it's not a big deal, and I don't understand why they can say it and we can't. It makes a whole difference. Like, so I've always side-eyed people after that who argue for their use of the word, because I felt like the people who would, like, it says a lot about you that you would argue about it. And I think that's something that people need to understand.
The people that I saw defending her and stuff, they were blocked. She was blocked. I'm like, I ain't got time for that, man. You can't say the word. It's just that damn simple.
It is just that
I don't
clear.
give a damn if it was. I don't give a damn if it wasn't used in a derogatory sense. You still can't say the damn word.
And this is my thing. If you have black friends that accept that, then you need to understand that all black people are not your black friends. I'm not your black friend. Okay. Don't say that shit around me.
Exactly. Because I remember when I said that, I was like, listen, you're telling me a story and I'm not going to like flip out because you slipped up once explaining something that was someone else said. I understand that. But that does not mean that this is okay for your friend. Like, don't use me as it's not a monolith.
Yeah.
It's just not a monolith.
No, I hear people say, I have black friends. And I'm like, I don't give a damn.
That's just how we talk around here.
I don't give a quarter damn.
Right. That's just how we talk around here. Everybody said, bitch, you're not around here. You're out of here. Cause like the
Lord
people
knows
that's some up north shit where everybody can say the N-word. That's some up north shit. Because you know why? Because there are so many places I can walk to on my feet where slaves were actually lynched. And I will never forget that. So no, you ain't black, you can't say it. End of discussion. Okay, let's get to Monday.
Woo, Monday was good. I was very concerned because on Twitter, I definitely saw some people were like being like, this show was just unbearable, and I'm like, were we watching the same show?
Girl, that was
I really
Raw was lit as fuck.
I really enjoyed the show Monday. I did. Yes. Like, I liked it a lot.
Me too.
People were talking about.
I enjoyed it.
Talking about was trying to be all miserable and whatnot. I'm like, y'all get the hell out of here. I'm enjoying this damn show. The main event was freaking fire.
And they set up a lot of stuff and they worked on a lot of people's character. Yeah. And there was like actually good stories going around. Yeah. And that's when you realize people are just miserable to be miserable. Yeah. Like, go watch your fucking indie shit with your pedophiles and your or New Japan with they drop each other on the head and shit. Leave us the fuck alone on Monday. Let us enjoy Raw. Like,
no, you can only enjoy wrestling when it's indie wrestling. You can't enjoy it when it's like WWE. You know that. Like,
you get my damn
Raw was lit.
It was so good. It was so good.
After Raw was even lit. Okay, we still can't piece together this story about this girl. Now, Tyler, did you actually see the original tweet? Because I never saw it.
I saw the tweet, but he didn't name no names. He basically
what did the tweet say?
He said, if I remember correctly, because I did screenshot it, he was like, he basically like, how the fuck you gonna, he basically said, how you gonna call somebody out when you did this and that for WrestleMania tickets and shit. Basically saying you fucked Lars for WrestleMania tickets, or
and then there was
I think I ran a train on too or something like that.
I heard the train.
now okay, I tell you guys, I went to sleep after that because a girl got to get up at 3 a.m. But I was able to still find all the tweets and stuff from yesterday because Twitter still post tweets from like 9 hours, 10 hours.
Yeah.
Ago. So I was still able to find what people were talking about. So that's how I know.
Okay, so the gist of it is a female wrestling fan allegedly had sexual relations with Lars Sullivan to get tickets to WrestleMania 32, correct?
Yep, that's what I said.
I had 32.
And then to have accommodations for this trip, she allowed male wrestling fans to run a train on her, like She had sex with like more than 2 guys
at a time.
At a time. And see, here's my thing.
Fix it, Jesus.
I'm sexually positive, even though I have been celibate since my youngest daughter was born.
Oh.
I am sex positive. I believe in a woman's right to fuck whomever and whenever and however. But I do also have a moral compass, you know. And I don't think you should be slutting it up, especially if you're married.
Oh, she's allegedly married?
No, I'm just saying, especially if you're married or attached in a relationship. It's obviously if a man put it out, then obviously I'm just assuming he had some type of relationship with her, and that relationship soured, and him knowing this information, because this is from years ago.
Yeah.
Him knowing this information, he put it out there now. But you know, he didn't have no problem with that puss. If he was in a relationship, he had no problem with that puss getting ran through before now. So I'm just saying, puss had to do what she had to do. Now, this is the aspect that I wanted to talk about. Not so much the one, because I don't want to diss nobody. I don't know what people going through mentally and psychologically.
Yeah.
Sis did what she had to do, and that's how I feel about it.
She worked for her priorities.
She wanted to see WrestleMania 32, and she got there. And I hope she had fun. God damn it, because I hated watching that motherfucker. But anyway, do you think the aspect that most of the people that I follow was like, ugh, Lars, why him? So I just wanted to ask you ladies, if not Lars, then who?
No!
Yes, ma'am. Who wants to answer first? Because I'll answer.
I did not think this is where you were going with this.
Now, we can even narrow it down. Throw out the main roster. Because I would have named named about 15 guys from the main roster.
I was starting up in the chat last week.
Lars is in NXT. So an NXT wrestler that you would bust it open for.
Oh hell no. I can't do NXT because I don't watch NXT, so I'm safe.
But you have seen some of them NXT male wrestlers, Tyler. Come on now. Because I got 2 right off on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
I know who you talking about. Ricochet.
Ricochet, yes, ma'am. In 5 seconds flat. I mean, the cheese is extra.
What kind of wrestling show is this?
Y'all, when I'm on Twitter and I say I hollered or I'm screaming, I'm not kidding. I'm genuinely laughing out loud all the time. This... Oh my God. I don't know.
I swear we gonna get to the wrestling, but
no, this is important. This is quality information that we all need to discuss.
Tyler, you don't want to answer it? Or did you say Ricochet?
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Ricochet. You said who we would do, right?
Yeah.
Ricochet. EC3 isn't bad looking. Let me see. Who else? Okay, so Ricochet, EC3. Would y'all do Velveteen Dream?
I would.
He's fine. He's fine. He is.
Velveteen Dream.
But I also feel weird because he's a little young for me.
Yes, he grown. He's fully grown.
That man grown, girl. I'm only 25.
Grown, though.
Okay, so I guess that's my 3: Ricochet, EC3, and Velveteen.
Okay, so I would say Velveteen. I know I'm a Christian, and this is very wrong, but Aleister Black, and I'm gonna move on. But I'm gonna just pray all together after that one, and let me think. I'm sticking on a third one right now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look at the NXT roster. Because I'm sticking on. I want to like think through NXT.
Well, I agree with you, ladies, with who you named. And girl, I'm so happy you said Alistair because I didn't want to be the only one that said it. And I hate to admit it though, Adam Cole. I hate to admit it though. Like,
he's so small.
I hate him. He gets so. I know he's small.
Oh, that's his name, Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa?
Yes.
He looks so good. Yeah. You right. Okay. We said all our people. We're not gonna dwell on this because like we just gonna pray for her and hope that she can get WrestleMania tickets on her own one day. Cause if he's an NXT wrestler, they didn't give him no front row seat WrestleMania tickets.
Hell no.
I'm just exactly. I'm just saying.
That means the pussy wasn't good.
It's like she probably barely saw the show. But anyway, moving on. Because we are part of the Roman Empire, and this will probably bleed on to talking about the Shield. But let's talk about the Roman Empire on Twitter. Everybody, if you look at my profile, I'll say I'm the top general. I'm a top general, not the top, not the only one. So please don't come at me. But I am a general in the Roman Empire. I earned that shit on cage side seats. Anybody who was on that website will know. My ass was up when he won the Royal Rumble. My ass was up for almost a whole day fighting with motherfuckers about Roman Reigns. You understand me?
That was when I first started standing.
Years ago. The only motherfucker who would dare say something. And it was like, people were like, you the only one that like him. I was like, no, I'm the only one that's saying something to y'all motherfuckers.
Oh, I wasn't there for that. Ooh, spill tea, girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, girl, I snapped. I went the fuck off. They couldn't. No, you could not just shit on Roman that night. Not that night. Even if you don't, if you agree or disagreed on the decision, that's when the shit started. He can't wrestle. He can't talk. He ain't shit. Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you under everybody's comments.
I will say this.
Fuck you, fuck you.
I will say this.
Girl, I had like 10 threads open.
Yeah.
At a time. So I get it. But it's been 4 fucking years since, goddamn. And we turning on each other. We eating ourselves. And who's the best fan? Who bought more merch? Y'all stop that shit. We all love this man. We all want to see him flourish and prosper. Because he is the best motherfucking wrestler in the company. Yeah. That's what we fucking think.
Yeah, that's what we think.
And I think
fuck everybody else feeling.
Right.
As a self-proclaimed casual fan, I get very frustrated by that because am I echoing? Hold on, let me move away from my laptop. I get very frustrated by that because a lot of times I feel like it becomes this pissing contest of how long you've watched wrestling and how, like, it doesn't matter if you found it last week and you got into it. I know a girl, like the same girl I go to my gym with, who go to Pure Bar because of Nikki Bella. She only will turn on because Nikki Bella is on, or the Bellas are on, or the girl she sees in Total Divas and move it. She does not care. Like, and that makes her no less of a fan because she's just as invested in their storylines. And it's like, I dislike that pissing contest of like, you're only a fan if you've been watching this since you were a fetus. Doesn't matter. You're a fan if you enjoy the product and you consume it.
Well, here's my thing. I don't like, of course, I don't like when Roman fans do go after each other, even though I get it to a certain extent, because sometimes you gotta be able to tell, like, hey, you need to calm down. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, and sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't, because again, I've accepted it's Twitter. People are bold as hell. People gonna do what they want to do. Most of the people on there are adults, but like to act like fucking children. So it is what it is. But I don't like when, like the whole, damn, I forgot what I was about to say. But I just don't like
Twitter fans.
I don't like when, like I always said, you don't have to respond to anybody and everybody or everything. Yeah, it's been like you said, it's been 4 years.
Yeah, you don't have to fight everybody who says Roman sucks. Somebody who can barely type a coherent statement and you arguing back and forth for threads and threads and threads about nothing.
And like I
Why?
said, and I've always
Why?
said Roman stated it perfectly. He don't care because most likely he ain't gonna see these people, and if he do see them, they ain't bold enough to say it to his face because they know they would get their ass whooped.
Roman to beat the shit out of all of them talking shit about.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and some of my mutuals or some of Roman fans do that. They respond to everybody that got something to say, and it's like, who cares? He's the top. He's the champion right now. He draws. Facts are facts. Numbers prove it. John Cena said this. He said, even though you hear the reactions, the mixed reactions, in the article that we gonna get to later, he said that. He said you hear the reactions, but the numbers prove people do like Roman. So the reactions don't matter. What people saying online don't matter. They don't matter.
This article sounds good.
And that's what hurts them. That they don't matter. That's what hurts them.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, I've been a wrestling fan all my life, and I learned something about wrestling from anybody. I will listen to anyone's opinions, as long as they're opinions, and they don't put me down for having mine.
Yeah,
it's people. I'm a part of a wrestling group, a private wrestling group, and I do not agree with everybody there. Everybody there loves wrestling. Everybody there don't watch WWE regularly, but we all get along and have civil conversations, and we don't call each other out of our names for disagreements. And it's been going on for a long while.
Yeah.
So if we can do it as this private group, Twitter can fucking do it. People just, I don't know why people say PC, but really they don't want to respect nobody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I will forever. That's why I pinned a particular tweet on my profile where I'm just like, listen, I don't think people realize how aggressive they are. It's like you can't even like people get so defensive and so ready to drag, so ready to have a fight that it's like, and I think, to be honest, I actually don't know about who's clapping back at who and whatnot in the fans fighting. Because, like, again, a lot of these things I saw, like, your comment, like, both of your commentary on it, but I don't follow the people that you guys were talking about. So I didn't see it happen. But it's one of those things that I look at them and I'm kind of like, I think a lot of people want that moment to be like, I dragged this person. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so, and like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but they'll see people like Tonya do it. Because the way Tonya does it is funny. And she goes for you and she'll just cut you down real quick with all the facts and receipts. And people want to have that adrenaline rush of like that moment. And so I think that's part of the reason why people just keep looking for arguments, because it doesn't make sense. Why would you be in a thread or in like, you know, vanity searching for something just to argue? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you got to pick your moments. And it's pretty much the only time I really do it is on something that's serious. So frivolous shit, I don't care. But when people be talking some bullshit, I'm like, nah, hold on, wait a minute. I got to say something. But
you know what? Well, I used to be like them. I ain't even going front.
you used to snap on people all the time.
I used to be just like them. Like anybody that had anything bad to say about Roman or whatever, even if they didn't come for me, I would say something, because at first I didn't get why everybody was turning on him, so it was pissing me off. Yeah. But then my coworkers who used to watch wrestling but didn't watch it, he basically told me, he was like, there's no such thing as bad publicity in wrestling. That's if you kill somebody, whatever. But if people are just hating you because a company feels like you're the top guy, whatever, and you get bad publicity for that, he said it's no such thing, because one, they're going to talk about you 24/7. All eyes are going to be on you, good or bad.
Yeah.
He was like, there's no such thing. So that basically calmed me down a lot. So it was like, now I got to the point where, you know, I just talk to my mutuals, have several conversations with other wrestling fans about wrestling or whatever. And if a fan decides to come for me for liking Roman, that's when I will go in on their ass. And I have. And so it's like, and a guy has blocked me, and I have gotten my account suspended before.
Oh my God.
So, not that I care, because
you know what you
don't.
sound like? You sound those girlfriends like who be like, I love him. He says I'm crazy, but I mean, I only stabbed him 3 times, but I gave him a band-aid. You're like, girl, what? You said what? I got 3 been suspended once.
Like,
it's fine.
Like I said, I've always said, like, it's real easy for me. Just like it's real easy for me to be nice or whatever. I know 100% it's easy for me to be an asshole. Yeah. I know it is. So it's like I get where they are coming from, but at the same time, it's like, who cares anymore? They're not saying anything different than what they were saying 4 years ago. It's the same shit, just a different day. So ignore it.
Yeah.
Ignore it.
Or this is the thing, because I've watched his evolution. It changed a little bit. So at first he couldn't wrestle. And then he started going out there because this is my theory. And this will go into the Shield. I think people didn't want him to fully develop, and they were kind of like, no, we're gonna book these matches so Roman doesn't get that much ring time. He's not gonna get better. He'll be a good tag team wrestler.
I don't know about that.
But
I'm listening though. Go ahead.
Because when he first started out, he wasn't used to working singles. He was used to being in tags. But the other 2 people were used to working singles matches.
Yeah, because they was in independent wrestling before WWE. Yes. Yeah, so they have more experience.
With that theory, the people who are used to it are gonna take off and just blow past the guy who's still pretty much learning. When he got his push, he was still learning.
Yeah.
But he learned fast as a motherfucker, didn't he?
Yeah, he was willing to. He wanted it, obviously. Yeah. And what's so crazy is in those tag teams while he was in the Shield, he was organically getting over on his own. Like people, it's so funny how people try to deny this, because John Cena said that in the article. He said when he was in the Shield, everybody loved the guy. Like, he's the one who stood out. So what changed? He said, and he also said this. He said Roman really hasn't changed much as far as his character from when he was in the Shield to who he is now. He's still the same person that you people fell in love with. But but he was like, but the fans wanted to be the ones who said, we get to choose. And when you did choose Roman, WWE listened to you. And had him. The only mistake that they made was when he was in that ring with Batista, and I love Batista.
Oh, yeah.
They should have listened. They should have pulled an audible like they used to do in the Attitude Era. If you hear the reactions, that guy is the one that's going to win because of the freaking reaction. That's when they should have followed the damn reaction. They should have had Roman win, and maybe it wouldn't be like this. But they wanted to. Batista was the once in a lifetime talent at that time that came back. They wanted to do right by him and have him win. I didn't understand why people was booing Batista in 2014. Still don't get it. But that was fine. So they was like, okay, we gonna fix it. People were still cheering Roman or whatever. So we're gonna have him win. But we're gonna announce Daniel Bryan's retirement during Roman Reigns' fucking push.
See, can I be honest about my journey through the Empire?
Go ahead.
I hope that I can still be a part of this podcast after I say this.
Girl, please go on.
But no, so here's the thing. I loved Roman in the Shield. But I fell in love with Dean Ambrose. That was my first introduction to him because he was making these wild facial expressions and his fan fiction was off the hook. I was like, what is going on with this guy? Like, why is his fan fiction so drastically insane in comparison to everyone else's? So then I started looking up all of his indie stuff. So I fell in love with Dean Ambrose and I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. He's everything. So I loved Roman too because he got me. Like, he's like, tongue Cajun Dome. Do I have a name? I'm like, this guy, okay, guy. But when Roman won the Royal Rumble, I was disappointed that night because I remember leading up to that Royal Rumble, the biggest issue I had with it was Roman was not outdoing Seth and Dean. And I'm being honest. I remember that first singles match he had at SummerSlam. Still don't know what happened. Him and Randy Orton, it was just a wash. Seth and Dean had this
like that man.
Fair. That's fair because now I have that context now. But like that match,
maybe I'm the only person that thought their match at SummerSlam was good.
Girl, that match,
I still watch it.
Terrible.
I liked it. That's just me though. But go on.
So I felt like Seth and Dean had this hot fire feud, and it was very obviously being pushed down to highlight Roman, and he was not at that point up to the task. So it was like, if you're getting that moment, make it worth it. Like you're doing really good. And he just at that point was definitely floundering in his role. I'm gonna be real. He won the Rumble. I was not happy.
And he still happy. That's what they were doing, girl. But
I will say this:
look what they did with that man. They took all his personality away from him.
I guess. See,
they did. And they told him he was wearing the fucking leather. When you ever see Roman wear a leather jacket in your life?
See, what got me back right on Roman was the very next night on that snowed out Raw. That will forever remain one of my favorite episodes of Raw. That snowed out Raw where Roman's just talking about why he has to win and he has to prove himself. That fire I saw. And that was the very first night that I realized, like, oh, when we're saying he needs to be himself, we mean we want him to be like The Rock. And that's not his personality. He's a quiet man. And
when
so his courage was different.
I didn't say that. Rock, I meant he should be how he is now, though.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think that's what we all wanted. But I think in the beginning, I'm remembering like the critiques about Roman. It was definitely like, we want him to be himself.
Wrong. I was arguing with those people. Like, no. He's not. They're not. Him and The Rock ain't blood related at all. How can he be like me? They not kin
at all. So I think, but that first night was when I saw him for who he was, and that's when I fell in love and really wanted to see him succeed.
Right?
You know, so
the strong, quiet warrior. That's
yes. And so Roman, I feel like he's grown into his role, but I personally was not with it when he won the Rumble. Yeah, but I was back on board the very next night.
Look, but I'm just saying, look at the other top guys who got there and got in this spotlight, in this position. Even John Cena, they had years to learn and grow who they were as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, this is true.
Roman only had his little bit of time in FCW, but his character and identity was as a group. He was too dependent on two other people who also, although they loved him and wanted to help him, were more concerned about themselves, which they should be. That's not an indictment of them. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he had to have those years. When he won the Rumble, I said I didn't think he should win. I thought they should have waited a couple of years until he found out who he was. That shit, that suffering succotash, that was not him at all. And he was uncomfortable. And Honey Boo Boo is an introvert.
Whole introvert.
Yes, a whole introvert. So he can't when he says he's not a fake ass bitch, he means it. He's not. He can't do that. And so eventually, after he beat Triple H, that's when he came out. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. That's when they finally started letting him find out who Roman Reigns, the character, was. And ever since he beat Triple H as a character, he has been off the fucking chain. Yeah. As a singles. But now he's back in the Shield, which, we both, Lord.
I don't know about the Shield.
I've been putting it off because I had a feeling. I knew they won in Australia. I love that fucking match.
I loved it too, man.
I did too.
Lord, when Roman
woke up at 5 a.m., I couldn't believe myself.
People saying that Roman took a bullet for Dean. He did not. He knocked that motherfucker out for Dean. That's a difference.
He didn't jump the crap out of
He
Braun's
speared the fuck out of Braun through that.
Oh, so good.
And that is Roman Reigns as a fucking character right there.
Loyal.
That's what he been doing.
So loyal.
He is so loyal. Did you see his face at the end of Raw? I tweeted the picture of how he looked when Dean walked out on him. I said, this is not okay. And somebody said to me, well, look at it from Dean's perspective. I said Dean's disappointed in himself. But I don't see you low. It's one match, bro. They still champions. It's like, go have a beer, calm down. It's Dean is, I guess because he's not champion, they always measured themselves, with each other. Yeah. So if one of them doing well, the other one got to be doing well, and that's kind of been their story ever since they split up. Seth thought he was gonna leave them in the dust, but they were right there on his ass. And
basically, like, yeah, we're brothers, but we still competitive. Yes. I get it.
Yeah, they always competed with each other. Even when it was in the Shield, it was just like a friendly competition, and they pushed each other to be the best.
Especially with Roman and Dean.
And they did. The Shield went undefeated, and then when they lost 2 matches, and they did start having problems. So I do kind of understand where Dean is coming from, because he back with the Shield. They shouldn't be losing, and the fact that
he was the reason they lost.
He was the reason, because they did the exact same thing they did Saturday to win. Roman and Seth held up their end and took everybody else out, and Dean got pinned. But like, they have a chance to tell a way more nuanced story than haha, I'm going evil now, fuck you guys.
Exactly.
And I hope they do that.
And my thing with this is, people were saying, like, look at it from Dean's perspective. I said, but you also got to look at it from Roman's perspective. Not once, good or bad, has he ever turned his back on Seth or Dean.
No,
he's never walked out on the Shield. He's never left them upset.
Both of them have. Actually, now you mentioned it, both Seth and Dean have walked off at various points.
Yes,
and Roman has never walked off.
Roman has never walked off on them motherfuckers.
God. That means it's gonna be him. He's gonna turn, isn't he?
And my thing is this: how I would do the story, like, let's say Seth and Roman is in the locker room talking about Dean walking off. Seth asking Roman how he feels about everything, and Roman just has this blank stare, like, if Dean, the person that I'm the closest with in this group, walks away or turns his back on me, like, I might just blow the fuck up.
Right.
Help everybody. Forget you. Forget Dean. It's gonna be one versus all for real. Like, I had enough of this. Like, the good guy. Like, I said I'm the good guy. I said I'm not the good guy. I said I'm not the bad guy. But it's like, I've had enough of this. Like, am I the only person that actually took being brothers or took this seriously? Like, let's say if the Shield took a vow in FCW that no matter what, good or bad, they will always have each other's back. And Roman mentions that. And he also says, you know what, I held up my end in a bargain when it came to this group. No matter how shady you two were to me, Seth, I could have got my revenge on you for what you did to me at WrestleMania 32 a long time ago. Because you embarrassed me in front of my family. But no, I still had your back through everything. Came to you when you needed me. Dean, same. And you two, when y'all two just stay getting greedy, and I'm in the middle of it, and usually I'm the one that y'all turn y'all back on. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you know why, though.
What good is it doing me?
Just to keep it real, and not opinion, in kayfabe, Roman is better than them, both of them. In kayfabe, in WWE's world, the 4-time WrestleMania current main eventer, current Universal Champion, is better than the both of them.
Yeah. I mean, both of them have the insecurity on their side.
Did you see when Dean and Seth did their top dive? Romer's like, oh hell no, y'all gonna watch me jump over this top rope. Let y'all know a 265-pound Samoan can fly, goddamn.
Lord, and he's so
Listen.
graceful with. Oh
Oh,
Lord,
The crowd
so
went
beautiful.
ape shit.
you
Like
know what?
it went
So
crazy.
Because
special.
he doesn't, and it's like one of those things where I kept watching the gift. I'm like, wow, he just leaps up in the air. Like,
Yes.
what?
Hey,
That's
Superman.
hey, have
insane.
y'all seen that gift? I know it's been around for 2 years now because it's been 2 years today when he teamed with Sasha Banks.
Yes, that's fly
Like
super that
his,
fly spear.
his
Oh
spirit,
my god.
he ran to right where they were, and then from his feet, he leaped like 6 feet over them to spear Rusev. It's
Basically
like,
glide.
yes, it
Glide.
was so great, and I'm like, it's like a cat. How can you say this man is not talented? Like you do that.
Like
You
if you
leap,
watch
you
it, if you
spear somebody over two people.
like if you watch it, like how he spreads, like completely spreads his arms out, gliding over them to spear Rusev, it is freaking
And it's just
spectacular.
crazy because it's like Sasha and Charlotte, they didn't wince, they didn't move. They trusted him, so they were like, he got this. We seen him do it. It's
Yeah,
just like, but
so good. So
I
good.
don't. I really don't know how this is gonna go, but it's like if
yeah,
it do go like that, I hope Roman. I hope they have it to where Roman gets to tell his side, like I haven't done both of you wrong at all.
he ain't did
Yeah,
shit to neither one of them.
that's where my apprehension comes because this is the very same reason. I don't mind if people want to go there in their promos and whatever, as long as they get like the other person has a chance to rebuttal. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I don't want if they want to have it that Seth and Dean are just running him down about how he's not that good or he's like everyone hates you. If they want to go for all that cheap, like those cheap comments, and
Yeah.
Roman's just there staring at them, I'm gonna be pissed. As long
Yeah.
as Roman gets to go off too, no matter what they decide, even if that doesn't include a heel turn, I just want to know that he's responding as well.
I think WWE knows this. Now, you tell me who beats The Undertaker, goes on this losing streak,
Oof.
gets humiliated by Brock in the feud and in the matches, and still becomes number one seller, still gets the loudest reactions. They know it doesn't affect him. What wrestler other than John Cena could survive all that? When
Roman, so
Tanya, when
Yeah,
you were
Seth couldn't even
talking
survive a
Tanya,
quarter of that.
when you was talking to those guys on the what's the name of that podcast again? The
you know,
podcast that
Two
you always
guys
shout out.
once.
Yeah.
two guys, one sport.
Yes. And one of the hosts mentioned it. He was like, I didn't think Roman would survive
Right.
being squashed like that by Brock, but he did. So
He
it's like when Joe came out and said what he said after Roman got his ass kicked at WrestleMania. It doesn't affect him. And the thing, and what's crazy is people, even though people come at Roman fans, when I tell you Roman fans is ride or die, like we will
Right.
spin, we we respond to the criticisms of him and all that through our wallets.
Ooh. Woo.
But for some reason, other fans
Collect the
can't
offering.
understand
Preaching.
why he is on top. Because while you guys are arguing online about who should be there, who should be in the main event, who should be having Universal Champion, oh, trust me, we want Roman to have all those things. But we know the only way he's going to get those things is through money.
I mean, these are the same guys who have all these complaints and want to talk about how great Finn Balor is, but the same ones bringing beach balls to the matches. Okay, wearing
because
Bullet Club shirts. I see them.
thank you. That's
He said, I
that's what I
see
was
them.
about to say. All the money they could be putting into those guys, they're giving it to the Young Bucks and Cody and shit. So go watch them. You know what I'm saying? If
For real.
you come into the show in merch that you're giving to, but you want to support these other guys in this other company, but you're not giving them their money. You're giving it to somebody who don't even work in the company. How do you think that that's affecting Roman in WWE? I'm sorry, Finn Balor is boring. I love him to death, and he is for everybody. He stands up. I think he's bisexual. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually think this makes him a little bit higher to me, but
equal opportunity.
but he's boring. He's boring. He's boring. He is.
Here's my thing. And this is again from a casual perspective of like a lot of these people I was excited to see because there was a lot of hype around them, you know. But when it came to the main roster and when I'm finally getting a chance to see their work, okay, comparison. Look at Asuka. I heard a lot about Asuka coming into this, and Asuka showed me who she was real quick. When I saw her start kicking these girls, I said, "Oh,
right.
She's not playing around." So the hype, I didn't have to go back and watch a million of her things.
WWE literally pissed me off when it came to Asuka. Oh my god, I love her.
I love Asuka so much. She's adorable.
She should be.
She's so precious.
I'm letting Becky enjoy her championship because I get it. Even though she doesn't do much for me, I understand. Ooh. I get it.
But
Asuka,
even heel Becky right now.
Girl. I know. I'm sorry. No, actually, I ain't gonna lie though.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
That Charlotte match, her and Charlotte did tear it down. That spear that Charlotte gave Becky was badass. I don't care for Charlotte either, but it's like
that gif I saw.
But yeah, but I never disputed that Becky didn't deserve to have a championship run. Yeah. I actually agreed. So it was like, that's fine. But I was really mad because people like Asuka. And it's like, I really believe Charlotte shouldn't have beaten Asuka at WrestleMania.
They wasted it. Yeah.
It was a really good match, but she shouldn't have lost. And she should have been held the freaking title already. But hopefully, at some point, before Asuka, gives her pro wrestling boots or whatever, they give her a title shot that she so rightfully deserves. But that's all I gotta say on Asuka. Still love Asuka though. Love her.
Yeah. I love Asuka too.
Okay. There was something else. Was there anything else from Raw though? Because
Kurt Angle. I knew it was Kurt Angle.
No, I thought it was Heath Slater.
The whole night though. Okay. This is what I wanted to say. The whole night, like, it seemed like somebody gave a damn about writing the show.
Mm-hmm.
Skip the DX stuff. We can, or do you want to talk about it? Because I
really didn't care for it to be perfect. I mean, it's great and everything, but I really didn't care for it.
Like,
different.
All the stories, all the old Shawn Michaels stories that people hear in shoot interviews clearly shows that Shawn Michaels carried himself, acted, and behaved like a piece of shit. But you are surprised that this man came out of retirement to take that money from that fucking evil ass family. You're shocked.
Listen, you think I won't slap my own mother
come
for
back
$10
for
million?
Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles? Was somebody offering him millions of dollars to wrestle Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles? Nope. He gonna wrestle the old farts. As long as they keep him in the same little area where I can ignore all of them, I'm fine with it. I don't want them wrestling nobody from this era.
Really? You don't want anything?
I don't want. I saw Shawn Michaels' last match. I don't care to see another one.
Ooh. See, okay. Here's my thing.
I'm just over Taker wrestling again. That's it.
Taker. Here's my thing with Taker. It really diminished the emotional weight of him taking off his gear and kissing his wife if he's just gonna be back. Because it's not even like he came back for WrestleMania. It's like he's just back. He's like literally almost traveling every week.
Oh, like, yeah.
It's like, so what was the you really wasted our time. And now when he does the next time he decides he really is done, it's not going to be as special. We're not going to care as much because, there's still going to be that kind of, it's going to be like Ric Flair. You know what I mean? Where we're just going to see you keep coming back and retiring and coming back and retiring. So Taker frustrates me. I don't mind people coming back if it's a clash of generations. I think the problem I'm having is that they're kind of working in this. They're in that bubble, and it's kind of like, well, that does because you need the younger people to to add to the match. I don't, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like watching them kind of all be old together and bumble around is kind of like boring. So I want at least an AJ flip.
Did you see? Did you watch Roman try attempt to wrestle the Undertaker?
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
It was like he was being punished, girl. Why? No.
It was so bad.
I want the wrestlers who can move around to wrestle other wrestlers who can move around, and let these old dudes do their little gimmick matches in their own space.
And here's the thing: I commend Australia for this because Australia was a good crowd. They was hot all night.
Yeah.
And even though, because the Taker Triple H match, it was long and it was kind of slow. It got better towards the end, but it was like, but the crowd, didn't let that bother them. Whatever, they stayed respectful and was still enjoying it. So I commend Australia for that big time. And I don't know. It's just like I don't have a problem with part-timers coming back. The only problem I have is them winning the freaking title because they're not gonna be at every freaking show. So it's like, and the people that say you don't want the title on every show because it's like, I ain't trying to hear all that because Raw was miserable when Brock wasn't there and had the freaking title. So we ain't trying to hear that no more. The title needs to be there. So it's like I don't mind. So again, I don't mind part-timers coming back wrestling current stars at all. I just don't want to win the title. That's it.
I think my problem with like the title pictures is when they take the excitement out of it. And I think they take the excitement out of these title pictures when they tell, like, with AJ, it screams telegraphed that he's holding his title to break a record. You know what I mean? Like, it just screams, like, so I feel like there's just a lack of effort. So, like, when these part-timers come back and they take the title, like Brock Lesnar and all that, it just, you can see the vision of what they're trying to do. And it just kind of takes excitement. Because, like, now I can't invest in a feud knowing that this person needs to win because they, they want this person to be, we know Brock Lesnar's supposed to break the record, so they're just going to make sure he has a title. So it really makes it hard for me to invest in certain people. So I feel like with the part-timer, with the older people coming back to fight younger guys, I would be cool with it because I'm like, okay, there's no way they're going to, like, give them full-on title reigns because they know that they can't handle it, and these people aren't going to do it. So I'm okay with it because I feel like when they're in a bubble by themselves, then it's more likely for them to just keep titles and just keep it because of prestige. And now there's no one famous enough or big enough of a star to take the titles from them.
I mean, this little stuff, this is a bullshit feud. That's what I'm talking about. That shouldn't be nowhere near nobody's title ever. That's how I feel. Like, if Batista comes back, Batista is going to be considered a part-timer, but he's also going to be there every week if he signed a contract.
Yeah, because he wants to come back.
I have no problem with him. If Chris Jericho, when he came back, he was considered part-time, but he was there and he was contributing. He was helping the locker room. He helped Roman a lot when he came back.
Yeah,
I think he came back. Roman. I think he came back to help Roman. That's my God's honest truth, because all he did was work with him, and then he worked with a few of his other friends. But basically, all he did with him and KO, because that's why KO no shit. KO gave Roman a lot on the microphone, and they worked together a lot on the microphone, and that's when Roman started to get much better, especially at the back and forth stuff. I don't care.
I be getting mad when Roman gets smoked. I be getting so mad.
When I was a child, there was no such thing as part-timers. I've never seen this shit before in my life. You supposed to make new stars. Fuck them. They had their career. I'm dead serious. I love them all to death. But I was like, when I would be a hypocrite, because when Hulk Hogan was still winning titles in 1998, I fucking hated his ass. I was like, go sit your old ass down and retire. I said the same thing to Ric Flair. I'm saying it to Undertaker, and I said, I let a tweet out. I said, Roman better not be 48 years old jacking his fucking wrist. I'm gonna tell his ass to go sit his old ass down and let these kids have their career. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna go find him, and we're gonna have a conversation. You ain't rich enough. What the fuck you do? It's like, seriously, stop taking these kids' time, these TV time. Triple H ought to be ashamed of his old ass self. He ought to be ashamed. But Depot be his kids, but he taking a TV time. He took up a lot of TV time these past couple of weeks when they could have been building towards Evolution. They finally started, and that's what I want to talk about. But the part timers pisses me off. Triple H has eaten away valuable time from these so-called NXT kids, making them stars, and then they claim they have to come back because it's a vicious cycle. If you keep booking them and keep making them important and taking time away from other people you could be highlighting, of course you ain't gonna have no new stars. Of course, ain't nobody gonna care about the young guys. Kevin Nash, you got all your TV time. Why these kids can't get none? Triple H and Shawn Michaels circle jerking for 20 fucking minutes in the goddamn ring about some bullshit. I'm sick of it.
And That's what kills me when the fans with the fans too that be complaining about it. Oh, we don't want these part timers back, but when they come back, you freaking come your damn pants.
Thank you.
So don't tell me about WWE not creating no stars. It's like I always say, nostalgia always wins. It wins.
Yes.
It wins.
That's why I think, okay, so I guess to better clarify how I feel about part-timers, I expect if you're going to be a part-timer, I want it to be more of a Chris Jericho than I want it to be what we see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what I mean, where it's like, if you're going to come back, use it to build people. I think that's the problem I have.
I mean, he does that in WWE, but not New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That's a different story.
I know it is.
Let's get down to Evolution because some good things happened on this here program. There was a heel turn.
Oh yes,
from the Bella Twins.
I love
them.
You know I can't forget about them Bella. I was waiting for it because I knew it was gonna happen. I could taste it. Ooh, I couldn't wait for several reasons. Because Ronda doesn't have a character except she's fucking happy to be there. I want to see something else from Ronda now. So hopefully I will get it with this.
And I think this is gonna I think Brie is probably glad because of all the backlash. For some reason I think WWE did it for that reason, like for Brie, because it was like
it was bad.
The backlash was freaking horrible. Brie was probably like, man, Tommy Hill, so I can tell all these fans to go fuck off.
I mean, listen, and also I love what they did with her and Liv on Raw.
Yeah.
I thought it was really smart.
Oh my god.
Liv brought tears to my eyes. She was so good in this like barely restrained rage. I love her. She's grown on me. I went from being so indifferent to her being my favorite of the Riot Squad.
Me too. I love.
She's grown me so much.
Ooh, I love me some Liv Morgan. Like,
yeah,
yes.
I like Liv and I like Ruby. I'm indifferent to Sarah Logan, but nothing. I'm just indifferent to her.
Sarah tries. She seems like they're like the weird girl that the punk girls like. Won't nobody else talk to you, but so we'll be your friend. Fuck them. So they took her under, and that's the story that's in my head. I know I shouldn't feel sorry for her, but I do. But she tries, and like she'll get it. I see it in her, and they growing as a group. And like Ruby and Liv, they're great. So she's got two great girls that got her back, and I'm pulling for her. Like I am indifferent, but like hopeful, you know.
Yeah. It's just not a bad indifferent. It's just like she hasn't captured my heart yet.
No, she.
But I'm okay with her.
Yeah. Nikki as a heel, I cannot wait because people just want to hate her. Listen, I'm so sick and tired of if Brie does something, it's the Bella Twins. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nikki is the shit. She is a hoss, and I cannot wait to see her Alabama slammer Ronda ass all over the place. You hear me?
I really feel like that's gonna be a good match. Like people
that match. Listen,
Nikki with Ronda.
I mean, if we want to keep it a buck, Remember that pay-per-view when AJ and Paige had a match and Nikki and Brie out wrestled them when they were facing each other?
Yes,
I was like,
they
hold
did.
on. I thought the Shea versus the women's division was supposed to have a better match.
No.
I mean,
Like,
what happened here?
T, let me tell you the tea about Paige, because I love her to bits. She got personality out of the ass. She is not a wrestler.
You.
Okay? She is not a good wrestler.
Did anybody else just feel that punch in the gut?
She's
just
not.
Me? Okay.
She never was.
All right. Woo.
She's not.
I gotta sit down.
Her best matches on the main roster with her and Nikki Bella used to tear it up.
Yeah.
Because Nikki was calling that shit.
Yeah. Her and Nikki and her and Naomi had bomb matches.
Nikki put in fucking work when she was Divas champion. I don't care what nobody say.
She did.
And she was trying to build a actual division where they all looked out for each other so they could get more TV time and make more money. That's why instead of the Bella Twins having their own show, they brought them other girls in. I get so sick and tired of people shitting on Total Divas. You don't have to watch it. You're a wrestling fan. How dare you criticize reality TV? It's the same thing.
But also, I always will stand by this. Total Divas is the reason we have a Divas Revolution, because the problem was a lot of people, myself included, were like, wait, so these girls are charismatic? They're funny? They're interesting? Hold on. So why can't we see? And then when you go to TV, you see them for 30 seconds. You're like, what is going on? So it's not, you can't say the girls aren't athletic, because we have girls like freaking Alicia Fox, who was a straight up model. And this girl has the best, hands down, Northern Lights suplex in the business. One of the best I've ever seen. Listen, just graceful, beautiful, perfect form every time. It's just like, the Total Divas is such a huge platform, and it really genuinely changed the industry, and it was needed. And it was a part of what pushed it mainstream, because the NXT girls, they could tear it up all they wanted. But let me tell you, the money, the numbers. I don't know if y'all remember, but you remember, okay, Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky all got called up at the same time. Remember that? Mm-hmm. So this was around right before SummerSlam. So in Brooklyn, that Raw after SummerSlam, do y'all remember the NXT girls that was gonna come save the division? Brooklyn trolled they fucking match. Yep. Mm-hmm. And had Charlotte down there crying. Oh, wait, what? But that's why I was crying, baby. Charlotte, it took Charlotte a long time to be able to deal with the big crowds. It'd be a shock. That's why Bayley didn't make it, because they put her out there and put a microphone on her, and she damn near shit in front of 10,000 people, and she damn near shitting on herself. Yeah, she just couldn't get it together at all. And I just looked at her like, you've done this before. Why can't you do this again? She did it in front of 300 people, not 10,000 people.
Yeah, it's different, on national TV. When you in NXT, then you go to the main roster, it's different, and that's what some fans don't understand. Like when NXT wrestlers get called up, fans be expecting them to win the title this quick and all that. I'm like, y'all understand, for these wrestlers that get moved up to the main roster, it's a different ball game. It ain't like NXT.
Sorry, but that's why that's what you have American Alpha problems. Where, because from my perspective, America Alpha was called up and everyone was talking so much about them and how great they are as a team. And I was like, okay, I can't wait to see them. And within, they had a few okay matches, and then they had a title. And I was like, what? The Usos are breaking legs. Why are they getting this? You know what I mean? It didn't make sense. And this is exactly the problem, because so many people are just they just want to skip past, they just want to give people their moment without giving them a story to evolve.
Here's my thing with that too. It's like in NXT, the audience of NXT really only cares about the wrestling. When you get moved up to the main roster, when you get moved up to the main roster, it's more than just wrestling. You gotta have a character. You gotta at least be able to talk, have some personality about you, some charisma. If you ain't got none of that,
listen, neither one of y'all watched NXT, but I used to watch it. I don't watch it anymore because my favorite NXT wrestler, Sasha Banks. When Sasha Banks left NXT, it felt different to me. It did. And she got a lot of character off there. The problem is that they don't invest the time with a lot of those NXT characters to get their character over.
Yeah.
Because when they do, like with Elias, he gets over. He wasn't that over in NXT, but they gave him that time, so it's a compounded problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes the fans want to act like everybody watch NXT, everybody know who this person is, but that's not true. And then sometimes the company act like everybody watch NXT, everybody should know this by now. And you sometimes it's also a problem if NXT is not going to become its own promotion. What do you do when you blow the best story about this wrestler in a developmental program?
I mean, the original set the
You
debut.
talking about Johnny Wrestling?
I'm talking about Bailey.
Yeah.
They blew her fucking story in NXT. She should have never become NXT Women's Champion. If she was gonna be a star on the main roster,
but
Sasha should have beat her in Brooklyn. You get me? Sasha should have went up to the main roster as NXT Women's Champion, and then she get that title back because they had so many other talented women. And then Bailey chased her to the main roster. They keep telling the story. You can because you have to introduce her to a new crowd, and you also have to continue to tell the story that your other fans have been watching. And they don't have writers that can do that. They don't work with each other from the main roster, so it's all disjointed, and that's where you get cases of American Alpha because they showed their character in NXT. That's why everybody loved them. And then they just won titles on SmackDown when the Usos had finally started, giving us a good character out of them. Other than Smiley, happy to be here. My face is painted, yay! And we wanted them to win, so it gets so complicated.
It does. I think the bottom line is they can't expect everyone to have gone back. Like Dean Ambrose, I excused a lot from him because I personally sat there and lost a lot of time going into the YouTube vortex that was his previous indie career. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna do that for everyone.
And you know what? I did that for all 3 Shield members. That's why I stopped. WWE didn't make me like Roman. When they started pushing him, I actually was like, what? Why they pushing him? Like, he cute, but like, don't you see? I'm dead serious. And then I started watching his interviews. I would watch the Shield when they go to like a radio station. And just what Roman was talking about compared to them other two, I was like, oh, so he the one for real though.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Can we please talk about Mrs. promo on Daniel Bryan and AJ? Oh my god.
I could dance. I just wanted to be like, those like people who be like when the preacher's preaching that woman will stand there with a scarf and be like, yes.
When he said
preaching.
When I found out he was gonna be on, when them two was gonna be on his show, I said, I hope Miz roast the crap. And boy, did I get my wish.
I saw that tweet. I hollered. You were like, guess what?
Listen though, when he got back in the ring and he was like, y'all gotta focus on me because you too boring. I was like, I'm done. I need to turn the TV off because this is the end of the show, ain't it?
He told AJ, he was like, and you're just another one of them, but with a southern accent. I was like, yes.
I love them so
much. He said, you want to know why WWE, the WWE Championship doesn't main view pay-per-views? Look in the mirror. I yelled.
And I think about it because I can tell when the mist is about to go off. Because when he loses his patience with people,
that vein in his forehead,
the vein comes out, his eyes start to water a bit, and his hand starts to shake with that mic every time. So when I saw his hand and he said, okay, I was like, oh no, Daniel, AJ, like I wanted to just like, You know, like when you see
Because
like you know when you see children playing and you like your kid is like really small and there's like that big rough kid. You like come, you could scoop them up just to protect them. That was me. I wanted to just put these like poor babies. Don't.
I was
listen,
like, no, like you deserve.
listen, I was cackling. It's everything both of them deserve. You hear me?
Yes. Because
uh,
Daniel is okay now, and here's the thing: I feel weird, but not as weird. I When Daniel Bryan won at WrestleMania 30, I cried. Like I physically had tears. My dad and I remember we both were like, "Oh my god, he won!" We were like, so I was really emotional, you know, and it was like a whole thing. So for me to fast forward to now, where I'm like, Daniel, shut up. Like it's insane to me how much I've soured on him. Not because he's bad or anything, but because he just is so
smug,
gratuitous. Yes, yes,
holier
smug.
than thou,
Yes, pious.
pious.
I'm just
Oh,
done with the. I'm
that's
just
the
done with
best
the.
one.
I'm just done with the all shucks underdog when he has not been booked as an underdog.
When he
Right,
won
he
two,
beats everybody. How are you the underdog? You always winning. What the fuck?
I mean, and how is it that you're gonna keep talking about the Miz being fake and you're on two reality shows, bro?
Two, fam, two of them.
Miz ain't, well, now Miz is on two, but
But that's
still,
this.
But he came from reality TV. He ain't got no like. That's who he is. I don't know why. Like, when the whole stuff started on Talking Smack, I used to argue with my former co-host Andrew. I love him, but
Andrew Swift.
yes, I
Yeah.
love Andrew to death. But he's wrong. Daniel Bryan would let other people cheat and get away with cheating. He rode the Miz when he was SmackDown GM because he admitted it. He did not like the Miz. He didn't like what the Miz stood for. He said the Miz stood for soft style. He called him a coward. He insulted that man to his face.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, and what a coward would have done was walked away. No, when you
Ooh,
come at somebody verbally and they can match you, you best not miss because he tore his ass down out the frame. Like the way the Miz does it, you don't think it's TV. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
think he actually believes what he's saying. And
I
that's
think.
what
I think
gets
he was
me.
really. I think he was really pissed that day when Daniel Bryan
Like
did that.
I do. He said that certain things have happened because okay, Daniel Bryan is like a holdover from how the locker room used to be before like the FCW guys came in. It was like, fuck y'all, we're gonna play our video games and we're gonna get along and we're gonna wrestle. We ain't fucking each other over. Y'all get on
Yeah.
with that shit.
Yeah, they
So
really did entirely change
they
that locker
did.
room.
They came in the Shield and Cesaro and Big E and Xavier Woods came and swept
Okay.
them snakes out of the locker room. So the Miz came in with
That's
some
the only one I
fucking
use.
vicious ass people in the business. And he had to go through a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, that's the
So
only one.
now the Miz is respected by the guys who swept them snakes out of there. So the
Mm-hmm.
Miz has is saying shit that he been wanting to say to people and about certain type of wrestlers for years.
Yeah, Miz went.
He was
Miz
the
went through it
Miz.
for real.
Yeah.
Like it's a new group of wrestlers around him that actually respect him as a peer, and he feel it. He's saying shit with his chest now, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do. For me, it's really cool because I didn't notice his growth until the Talking Smack promo, and then all of a sudden it was just like, when now the Miz has said it so many times, but it's just the truth. Mrs. must see. I know that when the Miz is on, I need to hear what he has to say because he's gonna go off and it's
Yep.
gonna be good. And that
Like
100% is
like
just
him and Roman, tear the house down whenever they feud. Like people get invested when they feud with each other, and the matches are pretty darn good. But Miz is one of those guys where what Undertaker was saying how back then it was all about characters, and Miz is kind of like that to where yeah he could be a safe wrestler, but really he can get over on his character. Cause whenever Miz has a mic in his hand, that's what I be looking forward to from him. For real, for real. I be looking forward to what he gonna say. And I knew And I know, like, Miz is very passionate about it because I used to watch Real World, and he loved wrestling back then. And so when Daniel Bryan called him that, I was like, this. I said, what he's saying is kind of weird because he was stuttering. He was like, you could tell he was really upset by what Daniel said. Like, you could tell that hurt. And so Miz is gonna hurt him back by saying, if you really cared about wrestling, why don't you go back to the bingo halls? And I was like, ooh. He said you go back to the bigger halls. I was like, man. I said, Miz. I said, but and obviously people still upset about what Miz said about AJ and Daniel Bryan in his promo. I said, what? Y'all can't handle the truth? I mean, that promo got like 2,000 likes on Twitter. So obviously either people agreed or what?
Hello?
Oh yeah.
Let me say where everybody go.
Nah, girl, you.
But yeah, I really love the promo. I thought it was the highlight of SmackDown for me.
Oh, I think my mic was muted. Uh, but no, I was going to say I agree with you because I think part of the thing for me with The Miz has been like, I think there's this glorification of like the indie guys, and it's gotten debilitating to the point where it's like we can't fault everyone. Like Baron Corbin, I think is a great example. He's someone who just came into this late in life, but he got the bug and he got it, and he's doing a damn good job with everything he's being thrown. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I don't think why you have to like want to be a wrestler since you were 5 to actually be valid.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
But some people are like that. Some people know what they want to do since they were kids, and some people don't. You know what I mean? And some people take a long way to get to that path. It's not realistic because I'm just saying it's unfair of anybody to tell me that Bianca Belair doesn't deserve all of her things. Because that girl has been a star, and she just got here and just figured this out. She just kind of noticed this a little bit ago. And after a while, I just want to be like, listen, it's at a certain point, it's not their fault that they're athletic enough to do this on a whim, and your fave had to do it for 18 years. It's not their fault.
It's not. It's genetics. That's what I'm saying. Most people are mad at Roman because of his fucking genetics. Like, he was born, like, it's the Lady Gaga song. He was born this way. He can't help it.
I mean,
he came out his mama doing back bumps. So
listen,
he's from a wrestling family, so no one should be shocked that in 5 years he's as good as
Randy Orton. I don't even like Randy Orton, but Randy Orton, when he first came in, he got shit because he was just naturally good at wrestling. Like, why is that his fault?
Yeah, I don't like Randy Orton, but they were showing highlights of Randy Orton's career on SmackDown Tuesday, and I was like, he really is a legend.
Yeah,
he is.
You gotta give it to him.
Fucked up ass.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta give it to him, man. He accomplished a lot.
Yeah, he has. So let's go back to Evolution. We're
straight so far.
I wanted to talk about it. Ties into the part-timer thing. Mm-hmm. I guess some people aren't happy about Lita.
What? Why?
A lot of people don't.
Really? Lita specifically.
I mean, I didn't think she was the best, like, actual wrestler, but I always loved her. But some people are like upset it was turned into a tag match, but like there was issues with Alexa's arm or something, right? And Trish hasn't really wrestled in a while like that, so I thought it was like, hey, neat. Trish and Lita are gonna team up, you know.
I wasn't into it
too. Like Alexa, that's like, if she actually was a wrestling fan, that probably would be so cool for her. You know, to be wrestling with these three legends.
See,
I'm sorry.
She's so fake.
I'm sorry.
Because she just be changing her whole life story. So about now she be trying to act like she been watching wrestling her whole life. I'm like, girl, it's so good.
She didn't probably know what WWE was till she auditioned.
Listen.
Well,
No, she didn't know.
WWE.
She knew about it, and she knew a few of the people because that's why she was like. I remember her talking about it. She's like she was the only girl who knew who Triple H was. So she was just like shocked that he was there, and like all the other girls literally had no idea. So she did know a few people, but I just will never forget when Sasha Banks was like, "You're the one who couldn't tell the difference between Jeff and Matt Hardy." Fake fan.
No, ma'am. Throw her away.
Well, I mean,
Sasha
people can get mad about them tag team, but it's like Alexa's hurt. What is the?
Yeah,
I don't mind the tag team of Alexa being hurt. I didn't like the match because I feel like first of all, it's mentally to me, it's three women with three older generation and one new generation. Because Mickey is with Trish. I don't understand.
Alexa's partner to be young, maybe it should have been Alicia. You think?
Or Trish's partner be young. Like this, it should have been balanced where it's like either it's the young generation against the older, or it's a combination of older good guy and younger good guy and older bad guy, younger good bad guy. You know what I mean? Like
I get you.
Like Mickey is their peer. And it's weird that Nikki's acting like she's not their peer. Like when Alexa's trying to call Trish old, I'm looking at Mickey like, girl,
I'm looking at Mickey because Alexa just called her ass old.
Like, it's so disconcerting to watch. I'm like, why are you acting like you're just 23, girl? You look good.
She looks great. Mickey is crazy, and that's like she came in as a nutcase. So that's why I don't really question it that hard. She just crazy. She likes to hang out with Alexa now. Even though the girl talked mad shit about her like a few months ago.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. However, I will say, even though Trish tried in her heels, her little heels, nobody's topping Mickie James with them 6-inch heels doing full kicks. It's just not happening.
Listen, Mickie James in TNA, when she was like hardcore country and she went on a heel run and a face run that I was obsessed with, like, so I just to see them get out there and do their thing, I'm happy about it because like they're building up two really good feuds, it seems like, for the main women's titles.
Mm-hmm.
Keep saying there's gonna be tag team champions, but like wouldn't they have said that by now? I don't know where they're getting this women's tag match, but I guess because
much of the card isn't announced.
Yeah.
So it could very well be a tournament that night.
It could be, you're right. But they also have the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
I finally started watching, you guys. Look at me, not being casual anymore.
Then they're going to have the NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler versus Pirate Sane. Yeah.
I don't get the pirate thing. I'm with Rhonda. She doesn't even have a boat. Why does she have a wheel?
That's
what had me dead.
Girl, she used to have like a telescope and it was kind of cute and I'm down with that. But when they gave her that fucking wheel, I fell out. I said, why did she have a
But I love that they put her title in.
Why does she have a captain's wheel?
What? They put her title in a treasure
white
chest.
People would do to you.
It's a mess. Throw it all away. Oh my god! But I do like that her title comes out of a treasure chest. That's cute.
That's cute. She can keep the pirate gimmick. I don't have to know why she dressed like one, but why she got to have a captain's wheel? Where is she going? Where is her boat?
Why, sis? Where are you going?
Where is her boat?
Why, sis? I love when I cackled when I saw that gif of Ronda. Ronda's like, she doesn't even have a boat. This isn't real. Like, what is she doing?
I'm feeling her though. I feel her.
I like Shayna. Shayna Baszler. So I'm okay with either one. I don't know that she's gonna fight Ronda, but I think it'd be perfect if Ronda goes like heel. If in my mind, before Bella heel turn, I would have loved if Ronda just got like extremely cocky and it went from her being super happy to be here to like, I'm the baddest woman on the planet. No one can stop me. None of you are legitimate. And then Shayna just shows up.
That's her in real life, though. So
yeah, it would have been. I thought it would have been compelling to watch, or like we see Asuka just kind of look at her because Asuka don't care about nobody. I remember the Royal Rumble when Asuka watched.
Yeah, Asuka was like, who is you?
And when I love when Ember came in the ring after all that history they had, Asuka just mocked her for having a broken arm. I was like, what? Asuka didn't care.
Asuka's gangster, and her and Naomi together, like
perfect.
If they are gonna have the women's tag team championship and they're not the first first champions, then throw the whole belt, throw it all away, start again, and give it to them. Like, okay,
I'll only accept if the Iconics win, because then it'll be fun watching those two chase to win.
So Naomi and Asuka can eventually get it.
Yeah, that's the only alternative.
Yes, that's acceptable. I'll take that. But like, some people were like, Asuka was ruined because she was dancing, and I'm like, what Asuka have you watched? Because she always has danced.
See, that goes to show again. People don't watch NXT.
Ain't even NXT. It's
all her matches before that. So
I was just saying, like, they're perfect.
Like they know what they're talking about.
They're perfect together. The way Asuka dressed, the way Naomi dressed, their attitudes, how they like to have fun, but they will kick your motherfucking ass while they smiling.
Exactly. And Asuka hair glows now. What?
Yeah, girl. When her hair was glowing, I was done. I'm like, no, she need a jacket.
I love that Naomi was saying, Naomi said one of the Iconics stole their matching gear because it was their hometown. She said, y'all did something at the airport. I know. Like, Naomi's been cracking me up on Twitter lately. I don't know what it is, but I feel like she just probably said, fuck it, I'm black and y'all gonna accept it.
Yes.
And she's just being herself, and she's everything.
This is my theory now. You know who she married to. And you know who they cousin is. So she like, find me if you want to. they all gonna raise hell over here. Roman to be like, look, Vince, you gonna have to hire Naomi back.
Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen to your show on SmackDown, but listen, they might just take your roster out. So figure that out, sir.
Oh God, I hope, like, it was good, the little build up we got. I like what Tyler said, the spear that Charlotte gave to Becky. She bled, but she was in the mixed match challenge later.
Twerking,
so she was fine. Charlotte's tough. Like,
yeah, she is.
I feel like if they didn't give her so much, people wouldn't be on her neck so much. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but some of the gifts I've been seeing from her matches lately have been insane. Like, girl, are you looking at anything before you do it? Because her placement is so far off. The girls are struggling to keep up.
She's never been that. Those matches with Sasha were good for a reason. Okay.
And I will always give Sasha GOAT credit, because at one time when she flipped, like she did a suicide dive and it was like Charlotte was too far back, and she flipped midair to connect. I said, that girl is people keep talking about her doing a botched suicide dive. I'm like, no, that was the plan. She was intending for like Asuka to kick her and for her to fall out. Like, she's just that good. Y'all are just mad because she's that good. But nonetheless, Sasha, I mean, Charlotte was fun. I love Mixed Match Challenge. I always watch it every week. It's so fun. Do you watch Mixed Match Challenge? Either of you?
Yeah, I watched it.
No.
So whose dance battle did you prefer? Naomi and Lana's, or like the four of them? It was Phenomenal Flair against True Money.
Naomi and freaking Lana.
Me too.
Yeah, theirs was better. I agree, because Lana isn't as good as Naomi, but she's not bad at all.
No, she's not. She's a professional. Like, people hate her, and she give people a reason to hate her.
Yeah,
she is also a talented woman. Like,
and who's driven for this business? Talk about a model and an actress being driven.
Yeah.
Yes. If she didn't, she would have told her husband, "Let's go," a long time ago, because they didn't pull some stunts with that couple, and they're still there.
Are we gonna talk about her touching it in Milwaukee? Back to Evolution.
Listen, I'm done with that. Ain't nothing happened on that video.
I was upset too. Like, not, I didn't know where else they could go with it, so it makes sense they just want to like be risky. But it's, I mean, I think
This
what
is my
saved it for
thing.
me
Like,
was Aiden at the end being like, my
no,
offer still stands.
in my opinion, if you gonna tease something like that, you need, like, don't play around. Don't cock tease me. I need to deliver something nefarious should happen. I don't ever want it to be bogus when these actions in wrestling. It don't have to be all what they made it to be about, but something, a kiss.
Ooh, or it could have been like her being like, I want you to like quit the team. Like her saying something that like, you know what I mean? Like, I think
trying to sabotage something nefarious. Give me something.
Yeah. I live for messy storylines like that. Drama makes me so happy. I'll be like, oh my God, everyone's fighting. She touched it in Milwaukee. But, you know, I was having a good time with that storyline. I just feel like me, after watching Total Divas, I want to say last week, I look at Lana and I realize, like, first of all, I don't know, because she talked specifically when she said the word, like what she said, to not be in compelling storylines on SmackDown. That lets me know that she's okay with these wild out of the box angles because she feels like she's doing something different. But her passion for the industry shows, and she and Carmella have been working so hard that it frustrates me even more when I see Alexa. They do so much,
right?
Carmella with these reversals.
I love Carmella.
She ain't playing with these reversals.
Her R-Truth are just awesome.
They're so cute.
They are. They're like, I didn't really care for her before R-Truth. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
But I don't like some heels. Some people who play heels, like they do it so well. They're like, no, you can go. Like I know you'll like. I know I'm recognized that the whole point is that I'm not supposed to like her, and I don't. Like I didn't have nothing against her personally, but when she was like on TV, I was like, "Damn, why is she here?"
Oh my God! See, I love it because like even when the mixed match challenge, when Charlotte goes to hit her and she just starts screaming and it's like literally cowering, and you look at her like, "This is wrestling, girl. Do better!" And she just starts screaming and running around the ring. She's so comical with how cowardly she is that to me it makes her likable. Even if good guy, bad guy, I'm loving to see her cower away from people and be like terrified. You know? I think she's super adorable.
Yeah.
That's me standing for Carmella. Y'all, I stand for Carmella. Just don't let her say anything. If I see a problematic tweet, Carmella, we are going to have words.
Girl,
if someone finds a problematic tweet, I'm gonna find you, girl.
Cause some of these, listen, I searched my own tweets with problematic words in it, and I'm like, so I don't tweet these problematic words that these people all say, oh, that's just how I talk. But you're not talking, you're purposely typing out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had to think about typing out this word. Like, what do you mean?
I went through my tweets. All I just saw was like, it was adorable seeing like old videos and like pictures of me with my dad watching wrestling. And I'm like, oh, look at us bonding. But I searched my tweets as well. And I'm just kind of like, at a certain point, y'all have to ask yourselves, why are you saying these things?
Right.
We can't just blame. I mean, Twitter was a wild, wild west in 09. I'll be real. But, you know, after a while, you're problematic because you're problematic.
For real. You might go full nigga on somebody.
Oh my God.
I can't get it. I want to know how. How? You know what? Okay. This is how I describe going full nigga on somebody.
Oh no.
You remember TLC in 2015 what Roman did after he lost the match?
Yep. Gave Triple H that stare.
Yeah, what he
got
did
that chair and wore his butt out.
That's when you go full nigga on somebody.
Roman's gone full nigga like so many times.
Yes.
When Roman loses, my favorite thing about him is when he loses his patience with you, he has no boundaries. It's the best character trait because he'll find you in your limo. I'm wait outside. I'm gonna find you. I'm mad we didn't continue Petty Roman, who kept beating up not Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin every week, and be like, "Your ribs okay?" I don't think his ribs are okay. Like, I love that. Like,
yes, yes. We need more of that, Roman.
Or borderline try to commit manslaughter.
He thought about it first, though. He was like, should I really run this ambulance into this truck?
And did it anyway.
Yes, Lord. That's the best. That is the absolute best side of him.
That was awesome.
Since I reestablished my network, I might go watch TLC again.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Girl, anytime like I feel down or bad, I will pick certain Roman Reigns moments to just watch, especially if it's like a good long, because at the TLC man, I love him with Sheamus, so I just give me some popcorn because it's going to be about 30-40 minutes. Sit down, watch the whole match because I know what's coming. You talking about like that's one of the okay. So before we go, since we're all Roman fans, what is your like top favorite moment of his?
Many.
Mine's is Philly, hands down.
When he won the title in Philly?
Yes, man. That and I would have to say SummerSlam would be second because people still cheer for him when he beat Brock. When he finally beat Brock.
They did.
That place went crazy too.
Okay, so I always will go back and rewatch Daniel Bryan and Roman for Fastlane. I love that match. I love that string before WrestleMania where he was proving himself because my favorite match of his was when he had that sleeper banger of a match with Big Show on the show that nobody cared about.
I still watched that match.
I loved Roman. Yes. I did not care about that match. And it was a banger. And I was like, yo,
I still watched that match with Big Show.
Yes.
People was calling that the match of the night.
It was a banger.
It was.
That's why he becomes the main event all the time because we know that if he's in the main event, it's gonna be good.
So
unless it's Brock.
I also watch his. I still watch his matches with AJ, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Big Show. The match he had on Raw and Extreme Rules with Bobby Lashley.
He's had some good matches with Rusev.
His feud with Rusev was good.
Yes.
His matches with Bray Wyatt was good. His IC title defense match against Samoa Joe was freaking awesome.
Yes.
That was a banger.
His IC title reign with his open challenge is also something I love to watch.
And the Miami crowd was hot that entire time for that freaking match.
My favorite opponent of his is Cesaro. I wish like they do not wrestle each other. Like he climbed Cesaro like a fucking tree, flipped up under him. It somehow had him pinned in, picked him up, and powerbombed him. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like,
how Roman Cesaro is freakishly strong, and we all know that. But it's crazy. I love when we get to see Roman do athletic things because like when he's the bigger guy in the match, he definitely goes for power. But when he's like has a capable partner who can handle him like with strength, it's crazy what he is like how agile he is. Yeah, I can never get over it because I know exactly. I look every time I see that GIF, I have to watch it. Because I'm just like, oh my god, how does this man like?
I liked his matches with Finn Balor.
Yes.
Oh my god.
His match with Seth Rollins on I think it was May 29th when Seth Rollins did the power bombed him off the turnbuckle and he Superman punched him and the crowd went crazy. That was such a good match. Oh my god. Like he pretty much showed like it was getting to the point where he was showing people I could put on a match with anybody. Like, and what's crazy is it's like he knows when to And Undertaker said this. He was like, "It's not all about moves." He's like, when you try to ump the ante every match when it comes to your move set, it's not special anymore. So it's like when people say, "I want him to do this all the time, do this all the time," it's like Undertaker. It's like Roman understands. Trust me. It's the reason why he doesn't do the dive all the time. It's the reason why he doesn't do more moves that he has in his arsenal all the time. But when he does do it, you remember it and
Oh
it's
my gosh.
impactful. So it's like he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
It's something else that I've noticed about him. It's certain moves that he won't use for a while, and then he'll bring them. He has like certain moves he'll put in rotation, and even if he like wrestled the same person like a couple of shows in a row, what he'll do is like he won't do the same spot in the same order.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And some
there
people
are
are guilty
wrestlers
of
like
that.
Randy Orton. Some of his matches, Randy Orton, you can call exactly when he's about to do everything he does.
Yeah.
John Cena can get like that. You can call but like certain times you think Roman's about to do one thing and he's like, oh shit, okay, I didn't know. All right then, you know what I'm saying?
And my favorite, I will say this, my favorite visual for Roman will always be the end of the WrestleMania when he retired. When he fought the Undertaker, and those fireworks go off, and he's just
Oh my
looking so
god.
menacing.
Now he looked like a Marvel character. Oh my
Just
god.
so good. I just like, oh my gosh, like that man is so beautiful.
He's so photogenic.
That was my profile picture everywhere for like months. Months.
He's just photogenic. Like, it's crazy. And it's like it be like good off guard photos that he be taking.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
crazy.
Good. Jealous. All right.
Legend. I stand a legend.
Girl. But I'm looking forward to Evolution.
Me too.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble has me happy.
Yeah.
Because that Rumble far exceeded my expectations. So I'm like ready for Evolution.
I'm not planning on watching Crown Jewel.
Oh.
I told you there's no women on that show. I'm not gonna support it. I'm just not going to. Not even gonna talk about it. I'll go like
I mean, I'm so indifferent to show because I can't tell you what's happening on Crown Jewel. You know what I mean? Like,
I know that Roman is gonna be around that monster.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna watch for the triple threat because I want to see what's gonna happen, and I know it's gonna be good.
Right.
Please don't judge me, but I am gonna watch Evolution.
Good girl.
I gotta support my man's, but yeah, I'm gonna watch Evolution. People on Twitter get on my nerves complaining. I'm like, y'all not gonna ruin this pay-per-view.
As wild as Twitter has been, just like Twitter gonna be wide the fuck open the night of Evolution. You hear me?
It's
like, I'm afraid
to
get on because I know the men are gonna be freaking buttholes about it. Like,
girl, every single thing that go wrong, they gonna be nitpicking. Oh, I cannot.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all gonna be horrible during this pay-per-view.
Is there anything else that happened this week?
I have a fucking move of the week.
Okay, you go ahead.
My fucking move of the week goes to fans of The Rock this week.
Oh man,
listen, Dwayne,
drag me then.
No, listen, it's a complicated issue, and I understand. First of all, I was actually very confused because this is the part where I realized I'm a Black American and not African American. That meaning my family is from from the islands. So I had no idea about John Henry. So I had no attachment to his color of his skin. I was just more so talking about The Rock and like the complications of biracialism and how it like deals with like being anti-Black. And, there's a complicated issue with that. My issue is when the conversation got so convoluted because it was like in the morning, I felt like the conversation was like, is it appropriate for The Rock to play this role? By this afternoon, when I logged back into Twitter, it's about the dark-skinned people, not dark-skinned. The Rock isn't Black. Since when is The Rock not Black? He's been Black. The joke has always been that he doesn't like to say that he's Black. You know what I mean? He doesn't. He loves to big up being Samoan.
And here's my thing with that. It's like, even though he likes his Samoan heritage more, he never denied being black. He even said in the magazine, he was like, he said, I'm proud to be a black man. Always talked about, this is y'all opinion, but what I think, because I follow The Rock on Instagram, he never denied being black.
No,
so
nobody's saying
when people was trying to
deny his blackness,
it was pissing me off, because it's like, and then on top of that, it's like, okay, I understand we get tired of legends every now and then, but it's like, damn, where's all this hate for The Rock coming from?
Here's how I felt about when I saw it. I do feel like The Rock definitely downplays. I think someone brought up a great point where it was like, he, with all the white wives in his movies and the racially ambiguous children, it was a very conscious visual decision to distance him from blackness.
Thank you.
And being real, growing up in The Rock's time, there was no #Melanin Mondays and, Wakanda. So he grew up at a time when you got made fun of for being dark skinned. We still deal with it now, but that conversation around colorism and all these things was not happening then.
And in wrestling, it wasn't easily being a black wrestler. Like his dad, he always brought up how his dad basically had to work really hard to be
recognized,
tag champs and stuff like that. And then on top of that, it wasn't no black champions back then, so people was viewing him as that. Because I guess people knew he was mixed back then.
This is where some people are coming from. The same place of where Taylor Swift finally comes out with her political views after she done got people money.
What? I've never cared for Taylor Swift.
I'm saying it's a similarity in what she just did and The Rock being racially ambiguous. And if you have millions of fans around the world and a lot of them do not know that one of your parents is black, that's an issue. That's an issue that Hollywood does. But everybody knows Will Smith is black. Everybody knows Halle Berry is black.
Yeah, and she's biracial too.
It's not a lot of people that know Vin Diesel is black. So people take issue when you get your success. You are half black, but it's not said. And then when it benefits you, now you are black. And I feel them. Yeah. But that's just where I'm not condemning this man, but he is. I've never seen him, not once, with all his celebrities, speak up about black issues or be a voice in that community. I've never seen it.
I have never heard him say, I am the first black WWE champion.
I've never heard him tout that. I have never seen him be pro-black in my life.
He's trying to make white babies.
In my life.
So
I don't have an issue with him playing John Henry. I don't.
Me neither.
But when you have a conversation about race, you have one. It's just to have the dialogue and to get it out there. We don't always have to say, "Oh, he ain't shit" or cancel him. We can just speak how we feel, and hopefully be heard.
But do you not think that the reason, because I think biracial people deal with this and they are afraid to kind of like speak out on black issues of some sorts, because I'll give an example. Karuchi got her makeup done by this guy named Patrick Star, right?
Yeah.
She wanted to be what's the princess name? She was
Tiana.
Black, but
I saw that.
Yeah. But the thing is, and she always posted pictures. She always talked about how she was black. She's half Vietnamese, half black. Her father is black, and her mother is Vietnamese. Mm-hmm. So she picked. I think her name was Princess Tiana or Tiara, one of them. I forgot. And people, it wasn't like she was playing in a movie role or anything like that. She was basically just cosplaying, like Halloween costume.
Yeah,
and she looked beautiful in everything. Dark skin, yes, she's half Vietnamese, but you can tell she's black. And some people, I feel like because of that, people coming at her or coming at Rock for saying, "Oh, you're not black, you're like biracial people deal with this all the time. So I think sometimes that play a role in them coming speaking out on black issues, because you have black people saying, "Oh, you can't speak on this because you're not even black," and all, even though they are black.
Because those black people love them some white supremacy. That's why.
And I be thinking, I said sometimes black people doing that to biracial people is probably the reason why they don't even embrace their black side that much. But I'm told I have no right to talk about this because I'm half black.
But I think that it also depends on the person too, because Halsey is a white passing half black woman,
right?
And she will continue fighting regardless of whether
regardless of what people say, because white supremacy is more important than your hurt feelings because somebody said you weren't black enough.
Yes.
One has an actual effect. One is somebody on the internet.
Yes. And I think with The Rock, for me, what made it like issues, because I'm like, if it wasn't for Black Panther and for the popularity of blackness with actual black people right now, I don't know if he would have done this movie. You know what I mean? Because it's cool. And I feel like he's definitely been like, if I'm wrong, if y'all who are listening know this, show me the way he says he's the first black champion.
If Will Smith took as many roles with as many white women, as many racially ambiguous children as The Rock, you telling me that wouldn't have been an issue? People wouldn't have been calling him an Uncle Tom. But because he's fully black, it's okay to shame him if he's with white women and racially ambiguous children. But this man is racially ambiguous. And never, like, black people, we get our foot on our necks. Okay? Samoan people have something to be proud of in The Rock, but black people do not. That's how I feel.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Yes. Every time I look, he was on like the Good Morning America doing the haka and everything else. Just never hear him talk on Black History Month. Never hear him talk.
I've never seen this man on BET.
Ooh. Never.
How many A-list stars have you seen on BET?
But they all get their start there somewhere.
I see their movies get played on BET. His movies don't even get played on BET.
Because
that's The Rock's fault.
This is a contentious issue, and you know what? It's not The Rock's fault. All I'm saying is I don't think The Rock ever really put energy into. I feel like it was very much erasure. It was noted.
Black community. That's what you're gonna say.
I feel like he sold out, and I won't say he sold out. That's harsh. I will say that he profited. I feel like there's a comfort level right now in owning your blackness because it's on trend. Because even when I'm wearing my afro to work right now, and people are like, "Oh my God, I love your natural hair," and I'm getting so much affirmations from my white coworkers that I know I did not get a few years ago. Literally, I was told I look crazy. You know what I mean? So there's a comfort in owning your blackness that's happening right now that I feel like he's cashing in on.
Black because it's a trend.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I'm
not saying what's happening is The Rock's fault. I'm saying he ain't saying shit about what's happening.
I mean, I feel like it's not that hard for him to just be like, I'm black, right? But he can make really funny jokes about it when he's doing movies like Baywatch. I can say it. You can't. No, you can't. You can't say it either.
I don't know about that.
I saw a clip from Baywatch. I won't watch it.
Sorry, Tyler. I'm sorry.
I know. I ain't tripping about it. I mean, because I'm still a fan of The Rock. I mean, I don't.
Me too.
I don't. I wasn't looking at this from a racial perspective, because it's like I can if I was biracial, I wouldn't know how to handle it either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to handle it either.
Which is a fair point.
You know what I'm saying?
It is a fair point. And as I said, those black people who say people ain't black enough, they love them some white supremacy. That's what your master said. Don't do that.
It makes it better with the accent.
It's true. It's true. That's what Martha said. She can pass. That girl, she ain't black enough. Get on in the house. Get out of them fields, girl. And you adopted that in your heart to discriminate. Racially ambiguous people still get discriminated against. The Rock has still faced discrimination.
Yes.
I'm not gonna take. I don't take nothing away from him. I just don't think he speaks. He speaks loudly enough for our people, and maybe that's not his place. That's not his calling. He getting his thing. That's cool. That's fine. But like everybody being shocked he black, I'm like, I mean,
but there are people who were shocked.
If he wanted people to know, if he wanted everybody to know, everybody would have knew.
Yeah. And what crazy is, it was common sense that he was black. I mean, as soon as he said
to me,
his father was Soul Man Rocky Johnson, showed the picture, I said, oh, so he had.
But no, you're coming from a wrestling knowledge. We all know that. My dad, I remember a long time ago, I said he was gonna watch a movie with The Rock. My dad was like, nah. Once you start to talk percentages about how much black you are, I don't find. I'm not watching with you.
There is a joke on Family Guy. It showed that millions of white people watch. Then the joke is, what is The Rock's race? And none of the suggestions was black. None of them. And I'm like, the nigga black, what you mean?
I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, it's cool. I'm rolling with it. Everybody's like, has different opinions. I think it's an interesting conversation, period.
Yes, because
it's just fascinating. So it's interesting hearing, because I will say this, Tyler, you are very similar to how some people feel about Cardi, like how I feel about Cardi B. Like Cardi B is black, but there's some people who will argue you down about how Cardi B is not black.
He's not though.
What? Okay, so
Cardi B ain't black.
No. She's a Latino.
She's Afro-Latino like this.
Listen, apparently she's not an Afro-Latino from her words. She gave an interview about dating black men. And she said she loves dating black men because she likes dating outside of her race.
Oh, okay.
So if she does not identify as black, can we please stop trying to make that girl black? It is just as great to be the first Latino. I don't know why people think black people own rap music. We don't. Latinos have just as much right in culture and history in rap music as we do. What I mean, come on.
Trust me, I agree. That's why I understand why people was going after Bruno Mars.
I didn't get that either. Bruno didn't deserve that.
Bruno don't pay his black people that write for him. That's why I go after.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Pay them folks. Cool. I don't care who the difference between appropriation and appreciation is. Katy Perry does shit with rappers all the time. She also gives money to black causes. She also speaks out. She also takes part in Black Lives Matter. So does Lady Gaga. Miley Cyrus wore that shit to sell records. And it said, ugh, rap is nasty. I'm back to country. Yeah. That's appropriation. There's a difference.
And I'm mad you called her Katy Perry because all I remember is that video where she had them green cornrows on her head and them
yes, and people are mad at her for doing that, but we don't own hairstyles. And that woman, that's Katy Perry is one of them white women that's gonna, if it come down to it, she gonna be on the right side of history. Okay.
Fair. I will do my research before I agree, but I will take it into consideration.
People say I don't see color. I see color, but your character matters to me. There are black people who will sell your ass into slavery. So,
all right.
So
you've been taking the wind out of my lungs all night.
it's all about like how you treat people, not like the color of your skin. And I wish people would get over that. Like The Rock is chilling out with the Saudi Arabia family, and I raised my eyebrows to that. Just like,
and here's my thing with that, and I understand it was that journalist, and I understand it was that journalist's job because Sean King he does that, but it's like, how is Rock supposed to know? Why are you trying to condemn him for that?
And them people, Saudi Arabia is I don't know. I'd be leery about trusting.
I mean, we don't like I know people probably don't like this saying, but it's true. Money make the world go round.
It is.
I
My dad
agree.
always says, my dad follows the real golden rule. He who makes the gold makes the rules.
Basically. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, it's just, if you cannot change things that are bad if you don't talk about them, if you don't have these conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to have the show so we could have like conversations about race, and everybody doesn't have to agree. And just because you disagree, you don't have to hate each other.
True.
Exactly. Look at how civil.
I love me some good civil discourse. Tell me I'm wrong and tell me why I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, thesaurus. You've been on it all night tonight. Okay.
So I mean, I enjoyed this show, man.
I did.
We're gonna be back the week before Evolution, which is probably like in 2 weeks, I think. It's not long from here. I think we probably might have a week off. They're coming fast. They're coming. Hopefully, Twitter ain't melted down by the time we're back.
I'm afraid to look.
I know, right?
Is the Royal Rumble before Evolution?
Royal Rumble's in just January.
I mean, Crown Jewel.
Yeah, the Crown Jewel. My bad.
No, it's the week after that. It's on November. It's on November the 2nd, and Evolution is on the 28th. I want to say. Yeah, I think Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it.
Sure. I want you guys, if you like this show, check out another podcast. It comes on tomorrow. It's Two Guys in One Sport. There's some pretty knowledgeable guys, and they talk about other wrestling. Like, so if you're a fan of non-WWE, they got what you need. You guys want to say anything before we roll on out of here?
Yep.
Yes, be kind to each other, you guys. No need to have a Twitter war. Sometimes we can just have different opinions.
Yes, be kind, and always just try to look at things from other people's perspective. I know sometimes it gets frustrating, but hey, we are all we got. Good night.
Good night.